two brothers made a terrible mistake while drunk, but that night also exposed their greatest weakness. It was evening. Golden and pink colors blended across the sky, and an air of quiet romance filled the old streets of the city. In that same city lived two brothers, Zane and Horace, who shared a life full of love, friendship, and secrets. They were incredibly close, but neither of them knew that a secret was about to be born that could change their relationship forever. At the beginning of a new university semester, a new student named Ajlan arrived. There was something naturally captivating about him that drew people in at first sight. His smile was as gentle as the morning sun. His eyes carried the calm depth of a peaceful lake, and his graceful personality left everyone wanting to meet him again. Zane first saw Ajlan outside the university library and felt as if time had stopped for a few moments. Horace, on the other hand, met him during a seminar and was deeply impressed by his intelligence, kindness, and polite manner. Neither brother realized that both of their hearts were slowly being drawn toward the same person. As the days passed, Ajlan gradually became an important part of their lives. Sometimes the three of them spent time together at cafes. Sometimes they took long walks through the city's old gardens, and other times they stayed at the university for hours talking about life. Ajlan enjoyed the company of both brothers because, despite their differences, each had a unique charm. Zane was emotional, creative, and full of dreams, while Horace was confident, mature, and responsible. One rainy night, Zane stood beside his bedroom window thinking about Ajlan. He remembered how Ajlan had read one of his sad poems and told him that his words touched the heart. To Zane, those simple words became a precious memory. At the same time, Horace was awake in another part of the house, reading old conversations with Ajlan on his phone, smiling in a way he had never smiled for anyone else. The following day, the three friends attended a cultural festival filled with lights, music, and beautiful fragrances. Ajlan wore traditional clothes, and as he smiled beneath the glowing lights, both Zane and Horace felt their hearts race at the same moment. Still, neither of them knew the truth about the other's feelings. At the end of the evening, Ajlan thanked both brothers and said it had been one of the happiest days of his life. That single sentence lit a new hope inside both of their hearts. As time passed, their feelings grew stronger. Zane secretly began writing poems dedicated to Ajlan but never found the courage to show them. Horace, despite his busy schedule, made time every day to be with him. One evening, Ajlan invited both brothers on a picnic beside the river. The sun was setting, casting golden reflections across the water. During their conversation, Ajlan said that the most valuable thing in life was having someone who stayed beside you even during difficult times. Hearing those words, Zane quietly looked at him, while Horace also felt warmth spreading through his heart. Both brothers realized that what they felt had grown far beyond simple admiration. That same night, fate took an unexpected turn. Zane left his room to get some water and saw Horace smiling while looking at Ajlan's photograph. His heart filled with an unfamiliar fear. A few days later, Horace accidentally caught a glimpse of a poem in Zane's diary dedicated to Ajlan. For the first time, both brothers suspected that they loved the same person. Yet neither of them confessed anything. Behind their silence, a storm was quietly growing. One day, Ajlan sent both brothers a short message saying he wanted to discuss something important. The brief message was enough to keep both of them awake all night. The next day, they met him by the riverside. Ajlan stood facing the distant horizon while the wind played with his hair. His face carried a seriousness they had never seen before. Zane's heart pounded rapidly, while countless questions filled Horace's mind. Ajlan took a deep breath and said that both of them held a very special place in his life, and he feared making any decision that might create distance between them. Zane lowered his eyes because he could no longer hide his feelings. Horace also found himself unable to deny what was in his heart. Within moments, the truth became clear. Both brothers had fallen in love with the same person. Surprisingly, there was no argument and no bitterness between them. Instead, there was sadness, respect, and silence. Over the following days, the three friends met less often, but every meeting became more emotionally difficult. Whenever Ajlan spent time with Zane, Horace quietly felt jealous. Whenever Ajlan stayed close to Horace, Zayn spent sleepless nights. Eventually, during the university's annual festival, surrounded by lights, music, and crowds, Ajlan asked both brothers to meet him privately. He told them he had finally understood his own heart. Both brothers waited anxiously. Ajlan explained that he deeply appreciated the love and sincerity they had shown him, but his heart had chosen only one name. He lowered his eyes for a few moments before quietly speaking that name. The moment the name was spoken, happiness appeared on one brother's face, while silent heartbreak filled the others. But the story did not end there. In the middle of the crowded festival, a man suddenly appeared before Ajlan. The color drained from Ajlan's face as fear, surprise, and painful memories returned all at once. Zayn and Horace watched in confusion, having never seen him so disturbed. The man's name was Saad, someone from Ajlan's past whom he believed he had left behind forever. Saad quietly said he had only come to tell one final truth before disappearing from Ajlan's life forever. Ajlan tried to stop him, but it was too late. Saad revealed that years earlier, he and Ajlan had shared a deep bond, but circumstances had forced them apart. Ajlan had sacrificed his own feelings in order to fulfill his family responsibilities. For the first time, Zayn and Horace understood that Ajlan carried his own history of pain and sacrifice. As the night grew darker and the festival lights slowly faded, the unanswered questions between the four men only became stronger. After Saad finally left, Ajlan remained silent for a long time before telling Zayn and Horace that the past was over, but its memories never truly disappeared. Zayn gently held his hand and said that wounds are healed not by time alone, but by the people who stand beside us. Horace added that those who truly matter never leave someone to fight their past alone. Ajlan smiled softly, yet a new conflict had begun inside him. Now he not only had to decide what his own heart wanted, but also which path to choose between the two brothers who had each found a place in his life. That same night, while walking home, Ajlan received a message from an unknown number. It read, "If you don't tell the truth, I will." The message made him stop in his tracks. His face turned pale as he realized that the coming days would not only test love, but would also reveal secrets capable of changing all of their lives forever. On a rainy night, Zayn and Horace sat together on a bench beside the road, both intoxicated and heartbroken. Only one name remained in their minds, Ajlan. Zayn said through unsteady words, "I can't live without him." Horace quietly replied, "Neither can I." At that very moment, Ajlan arrived and found both brothers in that condition. Deeply worried, he stood before them and asked why they were destroying themselves because of him. After a long silence, Ajlan spoke honestly. He told them that he respected and cared for both of them deeply, but he did not love either of them in the way they believed. The brothers fell silent. As the rain grew heavier, the effects of the alcohol slowly faded. Zayn took a deep breath and admitted, "Perhaps we turned love into our greatest weakness." Horace nodded and replied, "And we almost forgot that we are brothers." Ajlan placed a hand on each of their shoulders and said, "True love should make a person better, not break them." That night, both brothers returned home. They decided to leave alcohol behind and rebuild both their lives and their relationship. As time passed, the pain in their hearts slowly faded. Ajlan remained a good friend to both of them. Zayn and Horace eventually understood that some people enter our lives not to become our forever love, but to teach us valuable lessons. And so, that rainy night became the ending of an unfinished love story and the beginning of a better life.